I'm here with Kevin on the ABB booth at PowerGen International. Kevin, what's ABB Ability?
ABB Ability stands for all of ABB's digital platforms and solutions.
Okay.
So we have a comprehensive list all the way across all of our 4 divisions. One of the ones that I'm responsible for is called the Electrical Distribution Control System.
Okay.
By ABB Ability.
And so that's one of the specific, let's say, solutions
under the ABB Ability umbrella, yes.
And the actual Ability, it's a platform, it's...
Ability is 2 things. It's our marketing term that encompasses all of our solutions, like I mentioned, but then it's also a platform that's going to be used to integrate all those solutions into it. So we have one common platform across all of our ABB for all of our digital solutions. So to give an example, in our motors division, we have the smart sensor, where they also can track information coming from the motor.
So that goes back into the Ability Cloud as well, if you like.
Cloud, yep. And then we also have the electrical distribution control system that tracks all of the electrical components within your electrical distribution system, and it's also going to that same cloud. Eventually, they'll be merged together in that cloud, and we'll have one common platform for a customer to view all of those different things. The motor
across industries or for whatever they need.
Exactly. Yep.
Now, for the particular the electrical distribution control system.
Yep.
There's obviously hardware and software involved.
Exactly. Yep.
This is the hardware bit.
Yeah. So this is one piece of hardware. This is what's called the EKIP Up, and it's in an enclosure. So this will be used in a retrofit situation.
Okay.
So when, let's say you already have a plant and it has a competitor's breaker that's not ABB.
Okay.
You can take this and you can install it into that plant. And if you didn't have any space inside the existing switchgear or switchboard, you would install this next to it.
Okay.
You would install then open core CTs that would connect to the bus bar inside that switchgear.
Yeah.
And then now you have the same capability as you would with an existing ABB device. So an example would be the Emax2.
Okay.
The Emax2 has this all built into it, so you don't need this device to do what you would have to do with ABB Ability.
So if I had a greenfield site, I was building from scratch, this is what I take.
This is what you would, one of the devices that you would have to use. This is what we call Emax2. It's our air circuit breaker. So it's a larger circuit breaker for more heavy industrial applications.
Right.
And then we also have smaller ones that have the same capability for a greenfield site.
Okay, so then this is if you like, the hardware that's in the plant.
Exactly.
And it's taking all of the information, making IoT real, if you like, and then it's transferring it back into the ABB Ability Cloud, where I can do something with it.
It's aggregating all the information from the downstream loads into these devices, and then it's taking that information and putting it into what we call a hub. This is our EKIP COM hub that transports the information up into the ABB Ability Cloud.
Okay. And now we're going to walk around the other side to see when the data goes up into the cloud, what I can do with it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Let's do it.
So Kevin, all the data from the actual devices out in the plant have gone up into the cloud.
Yep.
What am I looking at?
So, like I mentioned before, so after it gets aggregated into that hub, it sends this information into the cloud.
Yeah.
So each site that you commission on our cloud platform will be represented here and the tool on the map as a pin.
Okay.
So all of these different dots here, these pins represent different sites that we're monitoring across the world.
Okay.
So if I was to actually drive down deep into one of the actual sites, one of the facilities, let's take a look at the one here at the show.
Okay, what's on the wall.
Exactly, so the devices that we actually have here and at the show we're monitoring. And if you click down into it, you're able to see actionable insights as soon as you open up the tool.
Okay.
So, for instance, we set up this dashboard to show the energy monitoring, so you can track how much energy is being consumed.
The amount of kilowatts or...
Yep, kilowatts per hour that's being consumed at every hour. And this is in real time, it updates every 30 seconds. So all of this information is being aggregated up there every 30 seconds and being displayed in real time. And you also have the capability to get this data that's being captured in real time. You can get all of the historical data up to 2 years back in the standard subscription.
Okay.
So not only can you see this in real time, you go to the next tab and optimize, and you can actually see this data for the 2-year span and all of the different information that you're collecting from the electrical distribution system.
So all the various parameters that are available to me that I can go back
and... So your power, your current, your voltage, your energy, all of this information is being aggregated and saved and stored in the cloud for 2 years. So you can go back and analyze it and make improvements to the equipment that's downstream that's being collected.
So I can start using that type of data for predictive maintenance,
for predictive
profiling.
Maintenance, for profiling. So you can, let's say you have a utility agreement where you have this certain amount of power that you can use at a certain price.
Yep.
And if you start exceeding that, you get penalties. You have additional charges, demand charges. You can see that information and how it's trending here, so that way you can make the improvement and you don't go over that contracted rate.
Okay.
So this is just one example of how it can be used.
And I'm assuming, I'm trending towards some limit or some alert, something will tell me.
Yep, something will tell you. So this is where you get into the control section, actually.
Okay.
So you can set up an alert based off of the parameters that you want. So for instance, let's talk about the temperature.
Yep.
So I can go in here and set, based off of the device that's tracking something. So let's look at the EKIP up.
Yep.
That we have on the wall that we just took a look at. You can see all the measures in it. Just give me a second.
That's a demo.
Yep. Let's pick the.
We can edit this back out. That's fine.
This is the one, anyways. EKIP up. So the Nika EKIP up. And you can see all of the different parameters that
that are being collected and measured.
That are being measured, and one of them, let's say circuit breaker status.
Yep.
So this is connected to a circuit breaker. You can see when the circuit breaker is open or if it's closed. So you can set on activation
or deactivation.
You send a signal, and the appropriate person will get that signal to go and take action based off of what happens. So if it opens, you know which breaker is open, and you know that you need to go and close it.
So it's basically adding the whole promise of industrial IoT, the ability to collect the data, collect it, and then do something with it, make informed decisions.
So you collect the data. First, you benchmark, you collect the data. Second, you take that data and you optimize it. You use it to make improvements on the plant or on the facility that you're monitoring that data from.
Yep.
And then the next, you can start to even do predictive things. So like predictive maintenance. So even before something happens,
so you're
able to mitigate it.
Because as you said, you can have 2 years of data. So if one failed sometime, you can see what was trending like, and AI or whatever starts kicking in.
Exactly, and we're constantly improving the tool. So one of the new features that we've added to it is energy forecasting. So using the historical data, we have an AI tool built into this that will let you predict a day in advance all of the energy that's being captured. So you can plan a day ahead even before. Yep.
It builds into whoever's procuring my energy, they can start figuring out what they need. And
exactly, they can figure out how they can avoid demand charges. They can figure out how they can better use their energy in different parts of the facility. They can figure out how to apply this to get different certifications, such as LEED credits and so on and so forth.
Yeah, it depends on the customer,
exactly.
where they are, their requirements, the market, exactly.
There's many different applications, and we also, including in the AI platform, we have the capability to do automated anomaly detection. So essentially what happens is, because it's tracking all of these historical trends, it knows when something is abnormal happening. Without even having to set a threshold or an alarm, it'll automatically send an alert to the facility manager or whoever.
Something weird
is going on, and it'll pinpoint where that's happening, and it's all without intervention. It's completely AI.
Okay. So, ABB Ability.
Yeah, ABB Ability. This is just one of our many ABB Ability platforms, but the electrical distribution control system is a really powerful tool that can help you to optimize, control, and understand your electrical distribution systems within a facility, small buildings, industrial sites. So it's a really, really powerful tool.
Hey, cool. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you.